Hello, Dionne the Tea Priestess here, and I decided to put my hat back on and to be able to record you and me and a cup of tea. I am still on my miracle morning, and it is a beautiful day. Beautiful day. You can kind of see the sun coming up over here. It's nice and cool, so I am back outside doing my videos for you. So again, I'm still doing the miracle morning, so I've already had my cup of tea, and I'm still rocking that jasmine green, in case you're wondering. I love the jasmine green. There's something so very soothing and energetic about it, in a way that energizes my spirit rather than just energizing me with the caffeine. I feel like I am being infused, and I love the feeling of being infused with spirit and goodness and just grace and opening to receive that. I love this miracle morning. Again, I talked about it in my last video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm loving, loving, loving the miracle morning and being able to have that time and that space to enjoy a slow cup of tea, which is something that, because of my enormously busy schedule, I had not really been able to enjoy since school got back in. So I'm so grateful that I found that. So onward. So this is my planner, and I told you that I love, love, love my planner. Now let me give you a little bit of backstory. I started keeping a planner about 15 years ago. I used to be really, really, really addicted to Franklin Covey system, and I loved writing it in the planner, and it was really my control center. You know, I wrote down appointments, I wrote down everything. I used to say, if it isn't in the brain, I affectionately called it my brain, and I said that if it isn't in the brain, it's not happening. So I had even trained my daughter, who was very young at the time, she was in elementary school at the time, that if she gave me any papers or anything and for school and it was not in or near my planner, then I would definitely forget it. So she would always tuck things into my planner, so that way it would be guaranteed that I would see it and be able to calendarize it. So fast forward, we get to, and I, again, years and years and years kept a planner, right? Fast forward about 5 years ago, yeah, it's been about 5 years, I got my first iPhone. I got an iPhone 4S, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to be more environmentally friendly. I'm not going to keep a paper planner. I'm just going to put it all in my phone, because that'll be easier. Then I won't have to carry something around, blah, blah, blah. Well, a few years ago, I had my phone malfunction. And, you know, there's nothing like having all of your appointments, all of your notes, everything was on the cloud, and it was supposed to back up to the cloud, and my phone had to be a hard factory reset. And when it reset, and when I tried to sync it from my last information, I had lost phone numbers, I had lost all my notes, I had lost multiple appointments. The phone numbers that I did have, they didn't sync up with the name of the person, so they were off by 3. So I had to go through and not only just figure out whose phone numbers that I had lost, but also move phone numbers up and down to get the names to the phone numbers, match the phone numbers to the right names. So I decided I was never, ever, ever gonna be a digital person. So I went back to having a planner. So the planner that I am currently using, because I'm left-handed, I'm super, super particular about the way the paper feels and about the types of pens that I use, because if the pen has too much ink coming out, because I write across the page, I'm not one of the upside down lefties. I write across the page and it smears and gets on this part of my hand, and I just am not having that, right? So my daughter loves Japanese stuff, and I love Japanese stuff as well. And 2 years ago I found the Hobonichi Techo, and they call this actually a life book. It is set up kind of sort of like a planner, but it's got the most exquisite paper, and just that exquisite paper feel is what addicted me to this. I got my first one last year, and I loved it so much that I have completely and totally moved all into it. And so I want to share, and also I am a glam planner. You might have seen my pictures sometime on Instagram or on Facebook showing all of my decorated pages. And so I want to just share a little bit. I got the spring start for this year because it starts in April, and since April is my birthday month, I like a calendar that starts with my personal new year. That just feels right, energetically right for me. So you can see here I don't have a whole lot because I ordered kind of late, so I got a little bit of a late start on my planning. But let me show you what this month looks like. I order stickers, I make it really super cute, and you can see there that that's my month view. And myself personally, what I love little tchotchke stickers. Let me show you what September looks like so far. So you can see kind of the difference in between. Here's what August, and today, since today is the last day of August, here's what August looks like. And here's what September month at a glance looks like. Okay, and so how I do my planning, I like to pencil things in because I'm not a scratchy outy person. If it just drives me nuts if I've scratched out an appointment. So until the thing has actually happened, I like to pencil it in, so that way if I need to reschedule or move some things around, I don't have to scratch it out. Now there are some things here that I've already got that are in permanent ink, like I bought some tickets to a training, so that one is in permanent ink because that one's not going to change. Libra full moon at the end of September, that's not going to change. Virgo new moon, which starts tomorrow, well, we're actually in the Virgo new moon window right now, that's the actual date, that's not going to change. So items that aren't going to change, I actually put in ink in my planner. And this paper, with my planner, I like to use the microns, Sakura microns, because they're excellent for writing, but they're also excellent for drawing. And you know, I do a lot of little doodles in my planner because I like to fill my planner in with cuteness. So this, again, the Hobonichi Techo, I've got the cousin size. So my cousin size actually has month at a glance, and then it has week at a glance. And this is this week, and you can see I've still got some space here that I need to fill out. And I actually don't use week at a glance to plan my week because I've also got daily pages in here, right? I use my week at a glance to plan my meals, and you can see down here I've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks, and then, you know, I've got to plan the rest of my week for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And on the bottom half, that's what I use that for. On the top half, this is where I track it. Okay, so I'm tracking my homeschool, what I'm having my son do, so that way when I fill out my information, my reports, and kind of keep track of what he has done, what he hasn't done, just to keep me on the ball, and me knowing what support he needs. I have all of my notes right there, so that's what I use my week at a glance pages for. And then it has daily pages. And instead of trying to write any kind of nice prose in my journal, and let me show you this. There's so much I love about this thing, and so much I love about my planner. Okay, so what I like to do, and let me see, where's the beginning of the month? Here it is. So here we have, at the beginning of the month, it has a space that says, remember this. And usually I put a little bit of washi tape and my little bit of stickers. And I like to kind of use this as a synthesis of what I've done for the month. So reading, I write down the books that my son is reading and that I'm reading. Watching, what shows are we loving? Eating, is there anything special that I loved eating this month, or that really made an impact, or a recipe that I tried, because we're trying to try at least 2 new recipes a month. In our family. So what are we eating which recipe did we really love and that we really want to keep on rotation? Listening, I'm writing down the music that I'm loving and also the audiobooks that I'm loving. Crafting, what am I working on? I'm still knitting on that sweater that I'm working on, but I'm so close to being finished. So just kind of a tracking for myself. What things am I starting? Again, that could be feeding into the crafting, but for this one is I'm starting, for August, I'm starting homeschool. Josephine started her business, which she's doing stickers, and I'm so excited about that. And celebrating, what things are worth celebrating this month? I've got what places did I go to this month? How am I feeling overall this month? And what are the dreams that I'm dreaming this month? What's the vision that I'm holding on to? What am I focusing on? So that's at the beginning of the month. And you can see here, this is one of my daughter's stickers. I'm so excited about that. August was the month, well, July actually is where we started all the Pokemon Go, but August we've still been Pokemon going, and she created some Pokemon Go stickers, and so I don't have to write out all the Pokemon Go. I just put a sticker up there, and then if I caught any Pokemon that really are super dynamic to me, I write their names down. So I love that. Then, instead of trying to write any kind of prose, and let me show you I'll show you this one. Okay, so these are my daily pages, and you can see up here I've got my to-do list, and I try and keep it to the 3 most important things that I need to do. And then if I have any appointments, down the sidebar here, it has all of the numbers for time slots, but I don't use it that way. I just put a little sticker here because usually I have no more than 3 or 4 appointments during the day because, again, I'm homeschooling. So I schedule that in, so that way if somebody asks me something, I go, oh, I can't do it. I have a previous commitment scheduled. And then down here, you can see on this day I didn't do very well. I have a water tracking sticker. And so I am making sure that I'm drinking more water, especially lemon water, because I've been really liking that lately. So I have a tracking sticker. I mark off my lemon water intake there. And then instead of trying to write any kind of prose, I liked how Austin Killian, and I think it's Kleon, he has a book called Steal Like an Artist, and it's a real quick read, and he talks about keeping a logbook, and that's how I write in my Hobonichi. I write down any kind of insights or quotes that really spoke to me that day, but then I also write down like what I did, and I just kind of bullet point them. with little hearts or stars or whatever. And then if it was a day that I didn't really do much or anything, or it's something that I really, if I have the space down the bottom, I will draw something. So this was the day that my son went over to a friend's house and went swimming in their pool. So here's my son and here's his friend, and they're in the pool. It was a nice sunny day. And then here is my friend, his mom. And then I ran out of space for myself in this picture, but I loved drawing her and her son and my son. And my doodle style is Powerpuff. So when that Powerpuff Yourself app came out, when the Cartoon Network was redoing Powerpuff Girls, I played with that incessantly. Like, I made all of my friends into Powerpuff, and then I use a pencil and practice drawing them. And now I can pretty much draw Powerpuff people with my microns. So, and then you see I just added a little bit of washi tape and a few little stickers here. So I hope that has been helpful. If you want more information on keeping a planner, or if you have questions about how I keep a planner, I would love to be of help to you. Just leave me a comment in the box below, and I will talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.